Okay, so good morning, guys. Welcome back. So we will continue with our session. So today is day 10 session, and today date is 19th of your October 25, and the timing is it's Sunday today, and the morning the time is morning 9 3 a.m. IST. So thank you guys for joining Sunday session, and it's a Diwali day, right? So happy Diwali to everyone. And Deepavali today and tomorrow. Today is a Chota Diwali, we say, and tomorrow is a big celebration. So, wishing you all a very happy Diwali and stay safe and celebrate Diwali very well with your family. So, thank you guys. Okay, so now let us continue with our discussion. So, guys, yesterday, if you check the day 9, actually, we had covered the different types of files. I think we, with that itself, we concluded our class, right? So, and you have to just remember these 7 types of files. That's all. I mean, they don't ask much about an interview, but you should be aware of. Okay. So, if anyone asks, yeah, thank you, Ganesh. Happy Diwali. Yeah. So, you need to have this information, and mostly in all these 5 types of files, as I said, in interview, they'll ask you the difference between hard link and a soft link. So please remember these points and try to explain the same thing in the interview when they ask it. Actually, this is see when you attend a DevOps interview, right? Now, what has happened? One thing I will tell you before I start today's session. In DevOps, particularly in India, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any other interviews either in US or either in Asia countries anyway. Particularly in India, how it is happening means see, there are so many things to be asked in an interview. Like DevOps is a pool of lot of tools and lot of technology, and also we have a cloud also, and also you have an automation, something like Python. Now the thing is that there are so many things to be asked in each and every round of interview. Like suppose if you take any one, if you take a round technical discussion, they'll start with half an hour, 45 minutes, or 1 hour. Maximum these days they are taking up to 1 hour interview. First interview, even second level of interview also will go beyond 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes like that. They don't have a time to ask any Linux questions at all because that there is so much to be asked in many other DevOps tools. So what they think that actually they think that by default this fellow knows Linux very well because he's been working in DevOps. So you might have been searching for a job either as a real-time guy only, or you've been experienced guy, or else you might be trying to jump from one domain to other domain. Maybe you might be tester or database engineer or whatever network engineer. You are trying to jump into the DevOps and cloud. So uh, they might not really expect they sorry you can't expect that they will ask a Linux for sure. So what I'm seeing that out of 100%, like 95 to 96 percentage of time I've seen that they will not ask any question, not even a single question on Linux. Okay, some interviews, what they do, right? They will never ask, but at the end of the interview or something, they will ask you, okay, let me ask you some Linux question. Like they'll say that they'll ask only one question. They might ask either this command, or they might ask some concept, or they might ask you to troubleshoot some issue in Linux. Actually, that hardly they will ask, guys. So why I'm saying this, because that I'm not saying that you need to ignore Linux. Actually, ignore is a base for everything. But the thing is that you need to update so much well that you need to remember many things actually if you are not a real time guy. Like guy like me who is a real time guy, for me there's no issue because I know everything, I remember all the things, I work on a system, I know everything, I can answer for all questions. For you guys, some of you who have not really been working in the DevOps, you're into some other field, you need to practice a lot and you need to remember many things and you need to keep brushing. बार 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 आपको ब्रश करना पड़ता है, बार 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 you have to go through the concept again, go through it. So why I said all these things, because that points like this which I'm saying, no, you need to remember all these things. You might not really, do you think that you'll sit every day and create hard links? Do you think that you'll sit and create soft links? No, you might hardly do one or twice, you can might practice, but you will not be able to remember. So जब every time when you try to refer to these notes, try to go through this video recording and all, 2-3 बार आप देखोगे तो आपको धीरे धीरे you'll be trying to remember many things. So try to remember as much as possible. And during interview time, there is a separate mindset you will have where you will be only preparing interview question answers only, and you will be tackling how to answer for every question. At that time also, you have to make your mind very strong to learn all the question answers and give a very crisp and nice answer, very perfect answer you need to design in your mind or you need to have while answering for every question. Learning is a one part of things, practicing one part, and the interview giving is a completely different process actually. It's a completely different process. In interview, what happened, right? They will expect you to give very crispy and straight answer. No add-on, nothing. A clear answer. That is how you will get selected. So now, why I told all these things, because guys, in interview you will find that you will say, Rajesh, एक भी interview questions पूछा ही नहीं Linux में. You will start saying to me every time when you attend interview. I said, yeah. No, that's how it happens, because they'll start discussing more on Docker, Kubernetes. They'll start discussing on more on Jenkins, Terraform, or GitHub Actions, or monitoring tool, or AWS, or Azure, or GCP, or machine learning, or as AI. इसमें इतना कुछ पूछने को है. They don't have time to ask Linux. ऐसा नहीं कि they don't ask, they don't have time. So you need not to worry that much. But जब आप सीख रहे हो, when you're learning Linux, actually I would say that please stress more, put more pressure on your mind to learn it in a good way, so that up you remember a lot of things, and this will greatly help you to answer in a better way, like in every interview actually. I think, guys, you hope I hope that you understood, right, what I'm trying to tell that. So don't neglect updating yourself on Linux. That is first part. Learn really well. This learning you will open a door to learn many other tools in DevOps and in AWS. AWS में या Azure में आप जब भी काम करोगे सर, लिनक्स का कॉन्सेप्ट पूरा बैक एंड में चलता ही रहता है, लेकिन लिनक्स का कॉन्सेप्ट है ही है, हर जगह है. It's everywhere. Is that you work in a system, is you should know Linux, you should know commands, you should know how it is happening in the background, what things are going to happen in the background. ये सब आपको पता चलता रहेगा, right? It is there. Everything. जैसे for example, if I want to say that if you are working on Linux, no, you will come across a lot of things about the services. आपको सर्विस स्टॉप करना है, स्टार्ट करना है सर्विस, आपको रीस्टार्ट सर्विस करना है, आपको एप्लीकेशन डाउन हो गया तो उसको रीस्टार्ट करना है, ट्रबल शूट करना है. Everywhere, sir, you will be touching Linux only. But what happened, right? What happened, right? They will not ask a lot of questions on the when it comes to the interview. It is very good. Lucky that if you attend interview, straight away at the first round only, in after first few minutes, if they start touching Linux, it is also good, because Linux is something where you can show your impression. You can say that, okay, I know Linux so much actually. With that only, some people will, they will gauge a person. Now, a guy like me who took an interview, suppose if I take an interview, no, I will not start directly asking any DevOps or cloud technology questions. No, I first start with Linux only, because I want to judge a person how much he knows Linux. The same thing, other interviewer they won't do it, because they will be project specific, they'll be tool specific, right? If I am a technical architect in the organization, we will be using GitHub Actions, we'll be using Kubernetes. I'll be more interested to know about my Kubernetes, how much you know, because based on the tool specific knowledge only, I want to choose a candidate. Okay, but other way, like guy like me who is a trainer, who is working in an organization, right? I will go start with the Linux actually. So you will find rarely some intruder who will start asking for with Linux question actually, right? So that's the reason, guys. Whatever I say from now, okay, guys, this is some intro question answers. This is some important. Just to keep a note of everything in your mind, or else when you refer to this video or when you refer to this notes, no, just keep a note of it. That's all. My intent is to just tell you about this. Okay. So, guys, I hope that you got it right, whatever I'm trying to say. Right? Good, sir.
Yes, Rajesh.
Very good. Okay. Now, coming back here. So, what is today's agenda? So, today's agenda is simple, guys. We will be continuing with the commands. So, we will have to start with the commands. Commands are very important for us to understand. So, let me do one thing. Let me go here and log in into the server. So, I'll click on it. Okay, I'll go to the public IP, copy the public IP, go to my folder where you have a download, where you have a putty. Try to say Ubuntu at the rate, give it, and you under the connections you have SSH. Under that you have to expand it like this. Under the auth you have to expand like this. Go to the credentials, click on this browser, point to the PPK file, open it, and then say open it. You'll be able to log into this machine. Let me change the settings, guys. I think I should have already changed, but that's fine. I'll go with 18 and say okay and apply. Okay, good. Okay. Now, guys, see, whenever you log into the Linux machine, basically, what happened, right? As soon as you log in, you will get this prompt actually like this. Ubuntu at the rate, something like this, and dollar like this. Now, this is a format actually. This is the kind of a format. This we call as a login prompt. What do we call? We call this a login prompt like this. Now, it is Ubuntu at the rate, and this is the host name actually. Now, when I execute a command, host name, can you see the same thing? Whatever it is there, it is displaying here also. What they're doing basically that they will say IP hyphen and this is the private IP address of that server. Now what happened, right? If you go here, Ubuntu, this is the public IP address 15.206 dot dot blah blah blah. But can you see there's a private IP address 172.31.34.133? Are you matching the same thing here? It's not with the dot, but it's an hyphen. 170 dot hyphen 31 dot 34 hyphen 133. Yeah. So they are considering this IP address as something like a host name. And here at the end they're mentioning a dollar. So why they're mentioning a dollar? Dollar is something they say that he is a normal user. So Ubuntu is a normal user. Whenever you see any user, okay, which ends with the host name with the parameter dollar, it means that he is a normal user. Or else he would be a or he will be a pseudo user. So in Linux, what happened? Basically, pseudo user, he will get the root's permission. It means that whenever you are having the user, in case of Linux, we are having a root user, we are having a normal user, and also like pseudo user. Many of the time what happened, right? You can make the normal user also a pseudo user. So why we make a pseudo user? Because there are some like time what happened that you being a normal user, you can execute certain tasks where the root user can work on it. So it means that whatever the permissions where the root user has, if you want to possess the same permissions, everything, you can make a user into a pseudo user. By default, what they do that in case of here, when they are giving you the servers in AWS, when the servers are given in AWS, okay, and you have chosen Ubuntu as a your base operating system, Ubuntu by default gives a username by name Ubuntu. When you choose the Ubuntu OS, okay, by default, what happened? Ubuntu is a user which will be provided, and he will be basically a pseudo user. So he's just like a root user only. So what is this pseudo user? How to make a user as a pseudo user? What kind of a permission is going to get? We will discuss in a separate class because that in a user management I will cover it. But just try to understand now that you can make any user as a pseudo user, normal user, okay, and then like you can that normal user become a pseudo user and he will get all kind of permissions to execute certain commands or a lot of activity where the root user does it actually. Okay. Similarly, what happened when you're choosing in AWS, when you're choosing a Red Hat machine, Red Hat server or an RHL server, or else you're using a CentOS server. It means that when you create a RHL server instance or CentOS server instance, when you're trying to create or the virtual machine trying to create, there what happened that they will, by default, they'll give one username known as a EC2-user. And that EC2-user will be called as a pseudo user. Is it fine, sir? Same thing with the in when you're trying to create an Amazon Linux. Amazon Linux is one of the other flavor of Amazon itself. There also, when you try to create an instance, there also they will give one username and they call it as a EC2-user. They again it is pseudo, there also it is called as a pseudo user only. So in Ubuntu server, Ubuntu is a user who will be provided and he will be a pseudo user. He will be system admin. Okay. So now when I try to execute the host name, you're getting this user Ubuntu at the rate and specify the host name and it is a dollar. So dollar means basically he is a normal user or he will be a pseudo user. Okay. Whenever you see like this root at the rate, give the host name like IP address like this. And whenever it ends with the hash, like he will be called as a root user. So with that symbol, you'll be able to understand at the end of whichever symbol it is. Oh, dollar means he's a normal user only, or he could be a pseudo user also. Okay. But whenever you are getting a root user, right, it will always be turning into the hash here. How to switch from the normal user to the root user? So what you have to do that? You have to just say sudo switch user hyphen root root like that. When I say enter, can you see you switch to the root user and you could see that it is ending with the hash. Am I clear, sir? So whenever you want to switch from the normal user to root user, you have to say sudo space su space switch user su space root. Some people do like this also. I'll just exit. I'll just say sudo su hyphen say enter. See, you then also you will switch to the root user. Okay, and you are as a part of the root user only, right? If you execute a command, who am I? Who will say that who is the user who has logged in? Root is a user who has logged in. Okay. Whenever you want to come out from the root user, either you have to say exit command, or as the shortcut you have to just say Control D. You'll come out from that. You'll exit out from it. Control D will terminate or will kill that user. You will able to no like you're going to able to disconnect from that user if you do a Control D, right? So either you can say Control D, or else I can say EXIT and say enter. See, you'll exit out, you'll log out from it actually. So Control D will make that to log out from that user actually. That's a shortcut. We use it. Okay. Okay. This is all fine. Good. So host name is something we always check the host name. Good. You can even change the host name also. Later I will tell you how to change the host name. You have host name CTL command is there. By using that, you can actually change the host name itself. The complete host name only you can change it. So in the organization, they will always try to keep some host names, valid host names, so that with the host name also you can communicate with that machine. Okay, guys, still here? Okay. So always root user, it ends with the hash, and the normal user or pseudo user will always end with a dollar. That's all. With this symbol, you will be able to understand. Okay, and who am I will give you the who is a user who has logged in. Sometimes some people will say that who command they'll run. So there also, apart from the username, some other information like okay, which terminal he's working, okay, what time he logged in, right? All those things will give, right? When we use the who command, suppose for example, this is your server actually, Linux machine. This is your Linux machine, or Ubuntu Linux machine. Over the network, assume that there are hundreds users are there who has logged in into the same machine. 100 users are there. There are 100 users are there who has logged into the same machine. Was logged in. So Rajesh, how they log in? Usually, guys, they log into all these 100 users. They might have used the SSH protocol or SSH command to log in. SSH means secure login. Through SSH, they are logged into it. Now you have been asked by your leader, Rajesh, why don't you please check who and all the users who are logged into the machine. No problem, sir. I'll just run a who command. If you execute a who command, it will display all the users who are logged into the same machine. Let us see. Let us try to open the duplicate of this session. Let's see. Yeah, I have logged in. One more user. I mean, the same user. Yeah. I'll just say who. See, can you see one more instance, sir? He is using the PTS one. See. So if I switch to the root user. Let's see. He's a root user. Who command? See. Uh, how come, sir? PTS2 it is showing? Strange. Okay, you're switching to the root user means one more terminal it is giving actually. That's good only. Right. See. If I exit out and here again I'll have the who. Yeah. Right. Superb. I didn't know this actually. You're switching to the root user means how it is giving the other terminal. Strange, sir. Good only. Okay, so this is how it will show
Rajesh,
who. Yes, sir.
what is the use of this pseudo user, root user, and all?
So pseudo user is like a root user only.
Okay.
Okay, but what happened, right? You cannot see when you're working in the organization, sir. When you're working in the organization, you will be one server will be there. This server will be having all kind of a users. It will be having a root user, you'll be having a pseudo user, and he'll be having normal users, right? Now the thing is that if you want to manage certain things, you want to install some packages or you want to configure some server. Say for example, Rajesh, I want to configure some Apache server or I want to configure the application server. You can do everything to the root user. But usually what happens in organizations, sir, they will not give any root permission for any user at all. Whoever is a system admin of that only set of people who are managing the server, they will have the root credentials. So in that case, Rajesh, how I can install my server, how I can monitor means what this admin will do that they will make you as a sudo user for some time.
Mhm.
Like one day they'll give the permission for you. Okay, go man, now you can go and install it. So how they do it means they configure the sudo's permission list. They will add you into the sudo's list so that Rajesh will become a sudo user for some time as a Rajesh. Rajesh can go and install all the softwares. He can install all the package and he can configure. And after the time expires, no, he will lose that sudo's permission. And then he can work on the system, whatever he want. Like that, they do it in an organization.
Okay. Thank
Not
you.
even a single person will be given root user, sir. Take it from me. Not even a single. He might be a big shot person in organization. You will not get the root's permission at all, sir. If you ask also, they will not give you the root permission.
Okay.
Yeah, but sudo's
Thank you.
permission doesn't mean that you can switch off the you can power off the system. No, sudo users he can do everything, but there are many other restrictions are the way the admin will do that. He cannot power off the system. He cannot power on. He cannot do reboots of. He cannot do cold reboots. We say he cannot go and tamper some files and all. That is those permissions and all will not be given because these people know even though if you give sudo user, he can do anything in the system, right? Because he got almost like a root permission, right? Then
Yeah.
he can do it. No, not all the things, only some restricted commands only he can execute it. Other commands he can't execute, even being a sudo user also. Such a granularity, like I can say they'll set the permissions for the sudo user.
Okay, Raj. Thank
Good,
you.
very good. Good question, sir. Yeah. Now, okay, coming back here, who is the command? Now you understood like who will give you all the users who has logged in, and even like some people also say, Rajesh, who am I? Yeah, you'll get some more extra information, or else it's just a who. I think it's the same. It is showing actually, right? Now, good. Okay, what else, sir? Now, who is the command? Okay, we did it, right? Okay. Now, okay, let us try to learn some other commands, guys. So now in Linux, we know very well that sir, there are more than 1500 plus commands are there, right? And as I said earlier, like you need to minimum remember some 80 to 100 commands. You should know it. You should have practiced very well. And in a day-to-day working, if you're freshly working on the Linux machine, I think minimum some 20 to 25 commands are required for us to comfortably, at least something comfortably to work on a Linux machine actually. Now, and I also, I'm reiterating again the same thing that you should not remember the commands. Always remembering any command or any thing, you shouldn't by heart it. You should use such a way that it should become part of your existing knowledge or existing memory, right? So that's what you need to practice so much, sir. In Linux, almost all commands are in a lowercase only, right? And always the commands will have an option, and also I discussed about the same also in last class or last to last class that every command will have an option and you will get a lot of options from the manual page. Or else what happened, like you can use a help menu. What is a help menu? Say for example, if you are executing ls command, okay, before you do an ls command, if you execute ls command, you will see all the files and directories which are there in the present directory. But I want to explore more and more option. You can always use ls. You have to give space and then say hyphen fn help you have to give. If you execute hyphen F and help, sir, you will get all the options which are there. Try to cultivate this habit every day by executing hyphen F and help option for every command. You will get to know what that command does. You will also get to know some of the very important options which you have to do. At the end, they would have given some references. They would have given some extra informations also so that you will get to know some of the important other aspect of that command. This always, I request all of you to make a habit in a day to day. Whenever you work in a system, you might be a very experienced person or you might be a newbie to Linux, whoever might be, always you need to have a mentality to use this hyphen fnl help option for almost all commands. Don't, okay, so that you will learn every day something or the other you will be learning from that command actually. Okay. Now, the thing is that always the options also how it works means you have to use the command space, give hyphen, okay, and then specify the option. Always. You cannot say like this. Without space it works, it doesn't work like that. You have to always give the command space and start with the hyphen and give the option, right? And as I said, if you have to just say hyphen fn help, you could go and you can check that what is hyphen q, hyphen r, hyphen capital R, hyphen small s, capital S. Option wise, there are many options are there which are in uppercase also. Okay. Okay, there are many other options which are in the lowercase also. So don't worry about the options, whether it's in uppercase or lowercase. You will have a combination of both for almost all commands in Linux. But always the command starts with the lowercase only. Okay, right? Now, it is always what I would suggest to all of you that whenever we learn any Linux command, guys, always try to learn the commands by first executing that command, understanding the output of that command, and going to the man page and understanding it. And the second important that explore some minimum 4 to 5 options. Okay, there are many commands are there where there are more than 20 options are there. but you don't have that much of time to like practice or go to man page and try to understand every option. It will take a lot of your time. So instead, what you can do, that for every option, minimum 4 to 5 command line options you need to try out, so that you will understand that command in a better way, right? For example, if I try to do an ls-a, you could see that it also shows me all the hidden file and the hidden directory. Whenever you will find a dot, it starts a dot, it's a hidden file or it's a hidden directory. In this case, you could say dot pankaj is a hidden directory. And here dot bash or say dot bash logout or dot bash underscore history, these are all normal files. Wherever you see that black file, right, so black or something like a white, that you can consider as a normal file. Wherever you see wherever you see the blue color, it is a directory actually. Okay, sir. Now, Rajesh, how these colors are coming, Rajesh? If I execute ls command, I could see the, suppose if I create mkdir Ravi, I'm getting a blue color. If I say Dutch Alice, I'm getting a black color. How this coloring effect are coming? Because guys, there is a package known as a Vim enhanced package is installed in a system. That's the reason what happened. You are getting this coloring effect. If you remove this package from the system, right, no coloring effect will come. Like something like this. Suppose if I say ls, the color is coming. Suppose I want to disable the coloring. If I say slash ls and say enter, see there is no colors. So if you remove this package, no, you will get something like that where you cannot distinguish what is a color, whether it's a file or it's a directory. Then in that case, how do you identify it? You have to run a file command like this to understand, okay, that's a directory. Or else you have to do an ls-l. Okay, Ravi means D means it's a directory. Like that you have to understand. But what they have did, they have made the coloring effect so that it becomes very easier for an end user to understand, oh, what type of color, what type of file it is actually. Whether it's a file, whether it's a normal file, whether it's a directory, whether it's a hard link, whether it's a soft link, whether it's a pipe file, whether it's a FIFO file, whether it's a carrier device file, block device file, what type of file it is, you can understand with the help of a file command. Now you understood why I took the file types at the very beginning, why I took this topic before I start the commands, why I told about the 7 types of file, because we need to recognize what type of file we are working in a system. Normally, as I said, 99% of the time we work only with 4 types of files. Only this one, up to the soft links, sir. Up to soft link. Rarely you would have worked in pipe file, socket file, character device file. These files almost you can ignore. You will not see. Once in lifetime, you might work in some project where you might be dealing with a character device, block device, or pipe file. Socket file also, I don't see that you will be really working. But yet, we should know all these things. Okay. So now, coming back here, when you do an ls-a, it will display all the files and right, which are hidden, which are non-hidden, everything. Okay, good. When I do an ls-l, apart from the file name, sir, I want to display some more extra information. I'll just say ls-l. Ls-l will is nothing but it's a long listing. You'll get much more information than the file name. If you carefully watch it, sir, you how many columns are there? One column, second column, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8 and 9. 9 columns are there, sir. Because this time, no, this time, right, it will be considered as one column only in Linux. It is not like this is one column, this is one column. No, it will treat because this is the whole output of one object or one, the time actually. So October 18, something like that, it will take as a call, the whole together will be taken. So one column, two column, three column, four column, five column, six column, seven column, eight column, nine column. This is the ninth column. Ninth column is nothing but your file name. First column is nothing but the permissions of that file. Second column is nothing but the link or the hard link associated with that file or a directory. User ID, group ID. Okay, this is something it is showing as a major number, minor number, because here these are special types of file. It is showing you the major and minor number. This is the timestamp. This is the timestamp is date timestamp, date and the month. This is the actual time and this is the file names. So you are getting some more information about the, apart from the file name or a directory name, you are getting some more extra information by executing this lsfnl. This we call it as a long listing. What we call long listing format of ls is, ls command is ls-l, or else in short we say as a ll and say enter. It will also LL, if you do it, it will also show you everything. Even it will show the hidden file or hidden directory. It will show you everything. Is it fine, sir? Now, if you just say, where is ls command? Rajesh? Okay. This is something. Okay. Which LL or ls? Okay. Where is LL? LL is now nowhere. Which LL? You're not getting. So, Rajesh, what is this actually LL? When you're executing this, it is also doing the same thing, but it is displaying even for the hidden file directory. I understood, but the output wise is everything is fine. But what is LL actually? So, guys, LL is an alias for LS actually, LS command. If you execute an alias command and say enter, can you see there is somewhere no say LL? See here, can you see alias LL? It is actually ls hyphen ALF option. If you try to execute the same command, ls hyphen AL capital F option, are you not getting the same output? So what they did, right? They have alias, they have create a shortcut for this entire command as an LL. So don't worry about these aliases. I will cover soon in some time what is alias. But alias is something like a shortcut given for a long command or a big op command actually. Now what happens, sir? I am working in Japan in one of the company. I will not tell which company which I'm working now itself. Now you know what is my mentality. You know, like whenever I'm given any access to the server in the my company, first I will log in with some username. Okay, I will log into that. So as consider that I'm logged in as a Rajesh only in that server. Okay, what I will do now, as soon as I log in, I will execute the ls command to check what files are there. But what is my habit now? I'll just try to check what is aliases. What are the default aliases are set. So if I execute this command, right, alias, I will see some 20, 30 entries are there. You'll get output. Oh, okay, this is a shortcut for this command. Or this is because why I'm checking this alias because when I see any script, okay, when I see any Python script or any normal shell script or any power, whatever the file you say anywhere, they would have used a lot of aliases inside that file. Oh, I will verify. Okay, when this command is getting called, okay, it is actually calling this command only. Oh, when I'm calling LL, oh, it is executing LSF and EL command. Like that, you will try to understand. You could even see that when I execute LS command, LS is having a coloring effect because if you say LS is actually LS hyphen FN color is equal to auto. They have set the coloring effect. That's what I'm getting these colors actually. When you are installing the Linux Vim enhanced package, by default, even this alias also will be set automatically when you install the package in a system. If you remove that package, no sir, Vim hyphen NS package, even this alias will also get unaliased or it will be removed actually. Am I clear, sir? So guys, I hope you're understanding whatever I'm saying. Are you finding interested to understand something better?
Yes, yes.
I don't want to just say, go away saying that, okay, this is a command, please learn. No, not like that. Something deeper in every command I want to tell you so that you, as a system, you understand in a better manner. That's all. Later, it's left to the individual how he perfectly learns by going through an article, by going through a book, by listening to some other videos or by referring to the same videos, whatever. It's left to all our individual that how he understands the system in a better way, sir. But whatever the maximum push I want to give, I'll push you. Later, you have to go and you have to swim by your own, actually. Right? Now, okay. Now, so ls hyphen, so when you try to do an ls hyphen l long string, guys, you will get this permissions actually. This first column represents the permissions. So in Linux, actually, many of you might be aware, in Linux, actually, you are having uh, five different, five types of permissions you are having. What are those? You are having a read permission. You are having a write permission. You are having an execute permission. Okay. You are having a set SGID, set user ID. You are having a sticky bit. These are the five permissions, broadly speaking. Okay, we will not discuss about this too because we'll discuss in a user management class. When I come out to that session, I will set group ID, set user ID, and what is the sticky bit and all. These are some special permissions. Very good. It is very much required. Okay, but read is something like read, write. These are the normal basic permissions which is given file, and these permissions, all these permissions, okay, are applicable to all type of files. What are all types of files? Seven types of files. This one, hard link, soft link, directory, pipe file, socket file, character file. These permissions are applicable to all types of files in Linux. So read, write, and execute. And what they do basically, guys, in Linux or in Unix, wherever, they give the permission number also. Like for read, it is 4, for write, it is 2, and for execute, it is 1. This. Okay. And these permissions, what they do, right? They are divided into three major users. The permissions are divided to three different users. Okay. First is the owner of the owner, or we call it as a user. Okay. Second is a group permission, and the last is others permission. So whenever you create any file or a directory or any type of file in Linux, 7 types of files in Linux, you will get, for every file or directory, you'll get who is the owner of the file, who created that file, or he might be a user. Okay. To which group he belongs under, and under which other categories that file or directory permissions falls on. So these are the three types of user permissions which are given for each and every type of file in Linux. First permission, that is read, write, execute, and it has its number. And also this read and write permission, it is applicable for what is a read and write permission, execute permission for the owner, what is a read and write and permission, execute permission for the group, what is a read and write and execute permission for the others. These three categories of the users, these three permissions are provided. It's something like Rajesh creates a user, Rajesh creates a file by using touch command. He creates a file. Rajesh will have a read permission, Rajesh will have a write permission, and Rajesh will also have execute permission onto the Alice file. Rajesh wife will have a read permission. She will have execute permission. But Rajesh wife doesn't have the write permission. She cannot write into the file. Rajesh cousin who comes far from the native, I'll only give execute permission for him. I will not give any read and write permission like this. So like this, we segregate the permissions for that each and every type of file with the help of these three users: owner, group, and others. So here what happened, right? We call it as O in short. Okay, we call this as a G, and sorry for sorry, this we call the U, owner, or user group, and for in the short we call it as a others, zero. Oh, sorry. Oh, others. Short we call. If you want to say all the users suggest, it will be owner, group, and others. There is something is there, all is there. That we will call as an A actually, like this. Okay. Rajesh, what is sticky bit permission? Set group ID, set group ID, set sticky bit. Don't worry, I will discuss about set SUID. SUID. Can you Google it out simply for your understanding? What is set group ID, set user ID, sticky bit permissions? Just Google it out. Right? That's always a good habit that when you understand, learn, or try to hear something, first Google is your best friend. Just Google it out and see what it says. That anyhow we will discuss it, but I'm just saying it. Okay. Fine. Now, the thing is that, guys, whenever you have this permission is given, okay, these permissions are given for always for a file or a directory. Whenever you create any type of file, by default, some set of permissions are assigned. Say, for example, if I come here and if I try to create a Bob, if I say Bob, so I create a Bob. I want to check the permissions for the Bob. I'll just say ls-l Bob and say enter. Can you see some set of permissions is given for that Bob actually? When I try to create a mkdir something gopi, ls-l d okay, some set of permission is given for the gopi directory. So always some set of permission will always be given for any type of file when a user creates it, and this permissions all are based on one of the thing which we call the umask actually. So so based on umask, it's a small only umask value, the permissions are given for the file or the directory or whatever the type of file you create, right? It's all depend upon the umask value. When I come over here and when I execute the command umask and say enter, can you see the value is 0002? I mean 0002 actually. This is the umask value for a sudo user. So Ubuntu is a sudo user. For the Ubuntu, the umask value or the output what you're getting is this value actually. Okay. But if you switch to the root user and if you exert the umask value, can you see it is 0022. For the root, it is what is the umask value, sir? 0022. Okay. Fine. I'll exit out from the root user. And now you are in a normal user or you are a pseudo user. If you exit umask, it is 0002. You can ignore the first zero. Don't worry. It is for some other special permission. You can only consider these three digits actually. Now, if you carefully watch it, the for the read, write, and execute permission, there is a 4 plus 2 plus 1. So 7. 7 is a permission for the combination of this read, write, execute. 4 plus 2 plus 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7. Right. Okay. Now what they say that how it gives the permission, right? Whenever you create a file, you create a normal file. Usually what happened, you need to consider the value 666 like this. 666 minus the umask value. That is in case of this Ubuntu, the umask is I consider only this three value, not for the first one. I'll just say uh, 0 02 actually. If you minus this, what is the value you're going to get, sir? You'll get the value as 664 permission, right? So 664 permission will be given for a normal file. Whenever you create normal file, this is a default permission which will be given for the file. Right. Now, how it happens means here, for example, if you do an ls-l of Bob or ls-l long listing, can you see here there are some 10 dashes are there. 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, 9 dash, and 10 dash. Like this, there are 10 dashes are there, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this. The first dash is for the first dash is for file type. What type of file it is? If it is a normal file, this will be a blank. Nothing will be there. Can you see Alice and Bob are normal files or a regular file or just a text file? This will be a blank file. The first dash will be blank for normal files. The first dash for a directory type is always D. It'll be D. Can you see here? Rajesh for the Gopi directory, so it is D. For the block device file, it will be B. For a character device file, it will be C. For the myFIFO file, it will be P. For the soft link, it will be something like an L. Suppose you have an Alice and Bob and you have a John. If I say ls-s, John, and if I say Alice and enter, sorry, ls-s, Alice, and I'll say John, enter. Uh, what I did, sir? Sorry, not LS, sir. LN, sorry. LN-S, Alice, John. I'm sorry. No, I did LS, right? See, if you see, I did. This is a wrong thing. LN here is a command, right? To create a soft link, right? If you do an ls-l, can you see John is a soft link to Alice file, but you could see it starts with the L, the first characters. With that, you need to understand, okay, Rajesh, it's a soft link file only. Okay, sir. So either you can check with this, the type of file, or you can just run a file command onto the John, right? You will get it's a symbolic link to the Alice like this. You will get to know, okay, it's a soft link file. Or else what you can do that you can even you do an ls-F and then say John. It will show you some symbol like this at the symbol. When you say at the symbol rate, oh, then it understands that okay, John is a soft link file. Suppose you are doing a ls-F at for the Gopi directory. Gopi is a directory, right? It will show as a slash. Can you see here? Oh, it will show as a slash. You can understand a slash means it's a directory actually. Pipe file, can you see? It's a symbol it is showing, this pipe symbol. Normal file and all, it is not showing you anything. Soft link file, it is showing as an at the rate. So with this also, you can represent what type of file it is actually. In one of the interview, I remember they had asked me the same question. Rajesh, how do you understand what type of file it is? I said, sir, file command is there. Or else, sir, if you do an LSF and L, sir, the first character will tell you, the first dash will tell you what type of file is there. Then he asked me, what are the other method is there? Rajesh, can you understand? Can you tell me? Sir, I said, with the ls hyphen capital F option also you can get it. Ah, this is what I needed, he said. So they'll get very much impressed if you are telling some very, minute to minute information and you tell an interview, right? They'll get very much impressed with you because that showcase that in a system you have worked in a better way. You understand the whole system. You have explored many things in your experience. That is what some people will become very much fascinated with your knowledge, the skill set what you have, because in a very deeper way you have understood that system or the tool or the technology actually. So you can impress a lot of time. You can impress to the people based on the kind of knowledge what you have grabbed actually. Okay, that will come over a period of time, sir. You cannot learn everything very fast. That's everything. The way you practice, the way you work with the system, and the way you explore the things. A lot of things actually. Even I want to tell you one thing, sir. In an organization or any expert guy, right, who has worked in the system for many years, right? I would say that actually he would have not even gained 50% of expertise in that technology or in that tool or in the technology, sir. Actually, because there's so many other things are there which are hidden information, which are undiscovered information, which are there, which has never been explored by any normal engineers or any even senior to senior people. Also, they would have not gained it. Actually, it's again depend upon your passion. What you put your passion to learn the technology very well, sir. That passion only will drive you to learn many things. Otherwise, if you're only seeing thinking that okay, Rajesh, I want to learn this technology only for my bread and butter, I want to only learn, means yeah, you will work up to that level where okay, you can able to earn the money from that. But you really have a passion to learn, you will put full all your soul and heart to learn the things in a very perfect way, sir. Then only that guy will learn that technology very well. This is what my experience. I've seen this one. A lot of people are there who have put a lot of passion in things, in learning things. Um I have met some, in my previous organization, I met some very good Americans actually. I mean, who knows everything, sir, who knows many things in the system actually. So how they understood not by just, reading books or reading something, or they have practiced very well. They've explored many things by themselves, sir, actually. That's how they were able to gain that much of expertise and knowledge. Even in India also, I have met so many fantastic, guys, architects who have greatly worked in this technology and who have give a lot of knowledge, sir. So you need to always get inspiration from such people, and even you should think, okay, I need to become someday. I want to become like that. When you have that kind of a passion in you and when you think in that way, right, then only you will be learning in a very perfect way, sir. Otherwise, if you think no, I'm learning this technology only for my bread and butter, I want to earn money, I want to earn some 40, 50 lakhs package, I want to earn, means okay, fine, it's good, only you should have that motive. But what happened that you will not be able to grasp in that way, the way the passionate people does it actually. So money is one part, that is good, but you need to even cultivate that passion also over a period of time. I'm not saying that build the passion now only. No, you need to build over a period of time. Is it fine, sir? Okay. Now, good. We have covered some of the things, guys. Okay. Now, so when it come back to the permission, guys, so there are 9 dashes are there, as I said here. Sorry, 10 dashes are there. The first dash represents the type of file, and the other remaining 9 dashes they are divided into three things. The first 3 dashes is for user or the owner, we say. The the next 3 dash is for the group, and the remaining last 3 dashes is for the other. That's the reason if you see it, for every file you have, after first dash, the first, after, forget about the first dash, second, third and fourth, this 3 dash for owner, this 3 dash is for a root, sorry, you group, and this 3 dashes is for other permission, owner, group and others, like this. And for every time whenever you create any file, type of file, this all these permissions are given. Now when we calculated it, that for a normal file it is always 664. See, read and write is for a owner or the user. Uh, 6 means what? Combination of 4 plus 2, right? 4 plus 2 is 6 actually. So 6 means the second permission for the others, okay, sorry, for the group, read and write permission is for a group actually, and only read permission is for others actually. That's what you could see, that 664 is the permission given for a normal file. Now if you go here and if you do an LSF and L for the Bob file, Can you see? Read and write is for the owner, read and write is for the group, and read is for the others. Like this permission is given. How you got this permission, Rajesh? Sir, based on the UMask value, you have to tell. What is the UMask value? UMask value is some dedicated value, sir, which has been by default settling in the system. And based on that, the permissions are decided for any type of file what you created. Okay. So Rajesh, does the UMask value will get changed in the organization based on the requirement? Yes, sir. You can set it the UMask value based on the requirement also. Sometime in an organization, if you go, they would have set some other UMask values. Okay. So whenever you change any UMask value, later whenever you try to create any new file or new directory or whatever, it will always permission, change the permission or set the permission, default permission based on the UMask value only. Now, what about the directory, sir? What about the directory? For a directory, when you create a directory, whenever directory is created, okay, what permission it is given? What's the permission? Default, what default permission is given? What default permission is given?
Also,
Yeah. So usually what happened, right? The UMask value will be minus with the 777. 0, 0, 2 like this. So the permission will be 7, 7, 5. Read, write, execute for the owner. Read, write, execute for the group. Read and write, read and execute for the others actually. 5 means 4 plus 1. Like this is 4 plus 1 is 5. Read and execute will be given for the other. So if you go here and if you check the Gopi, can you match the read, write, execute for the user or the owner? Read and write, execute for the group and read and execute for the others. 7, 7, 5. So you can change all these permissions, sir. You can change by one of the command. We call it as a chmod command. Change the permission. Chmod is a command to change the permission. So this is a command to change the permission. Permission of file or directories or whatever the type of file, right? So, right, there are some commands are there. We will discuss it. Chmod is there. Okay. Okay. User mod is there. And one more is there. I think group mod. Gmod command or group mod. GRP mod command is there. There are some commands are there which are related to the files management. Okay. We will discuss about this in some time, or else chmod I can just show you now. So Rajesh, you are having Alice. I want to provide an execute permission for all the users actually. Execute permission for all the users. I'll just say chmod. Aim is all plus miss X. You are giving execute permission for all the users for the Alice file. He might be a user, he might be a group and others. When you do an ls-l Alice, can you check, sir? Execute permission is given for the normal user, for the group user as well as for the other user also. You want to remove all the permission, everything means you have to just chmod A minus X means you are removing all the execute permission for all the users. When you do an ls-l Alice, can you see here? You have removed all the execute permissions. You say that, Rajesh, I want to only give only for only for a normal user, I want to give only read write execute. For the others, no, and for the group, no permission should be given. So it will say chmod. Okay, read write execute for all the user. Okay, no permission for the group and no permission for the others. Alice. That's a final. See, can you see? Only read and write execute permission for the owner is given. That is 7. For a group user, no permission, 0 have set, and for the others, 0 you have set like this. So in this way, what happened, right? You can manipulate the permissions of the file or a directory. You can even change the permissions of the directories also, right? For example, chmod, I'll just say 7, same thing, 700 to the Gopi directory. See, when you do LSF and LD, Gopi. So can you see, sir? For a directory, you have changed the permission. So user mode is a group mode is there, that and all group permission changes. Okay, user mode change permissions. Okay, mod user or user mode we say. So these are other commands are there which are related. When I come to the file management topic, right? At the time I will cover many other commands actually. Set user ID. Okay, there are so many other interesting commands are where I will cover it actually. That concept is very good because as being a Linux user, we should also know all how to manage these files, how to change the permissions, how to add into the group, how to remove from the group, how to give a specific permission to some users. All such things are very interesting. These are more related to Linux administration only. Okay, but still, being a DevOps engineer, I think you should know, you should have that knowledge or information. Am I clear, sir? So please try to explore many options, sir, along with every command. So, like for example, if I say ls-i, I think I've seen it. It's an inode number. You will give it actually. You'll get an inode number. And when you do a ls-capital R option, it will show you the recursivity of all the files. Here in this case, you could see that Gopi doesn't have any inside Gopi doesn't have any directory. Inside Ravi doesn't have any directory. For example, if I try to create a directory like this, mkdir -p means parent directory, I'll create ABC directory. Under ABC directory, I'll create a B directory. Under B directory, I want to create a C directory. So I'm creating at a shot the entire directory structure like this. -p means parent. When I try to do a ls with a hyphen capital R option, can you see it will show me the recursively Rajesh under the ABC directory, B's directory is there. Under ABC/B is there, C directory is there. Gopi directory, nothing is there. Ravi directory, nothing is there. And these are all the normal files. Like this, recursively, you want to see what are the contents it has. For example, under etc, under /etc. Can you see that there are so many files and directories are there? I want to display everything, sir. What I will do, I'll say ls and capital R /etc. See, it will show me all the contents or each and every file directory, what internet has, everything. See, like this. So capital R stands for recursive, actually. Recursively show all the contents of every directory. Correct, sir? What I did, like this I did. ls with a hyphen capital R option, space /etc. Okay, sir. This much is sufficient for us to learn ls. Okay. Apart from ls, there is a dir command is there, which will also display all the files and directories in the present directory. To get the coloring effect, you need to execute this command. I think I did all these things at the first or second class only, right? Dir command I showed. Dir command is same thing how what you execute in your Windows terminals, right? In Linux also dir command supports here, but you have to use -FN color. Sir, Rajesh, can I set the alias for this? Yes, sir. You can set the alias. Oh, you could see that. Hey, okay. You set the alias actually, not sir, not that one.
Auto, you have to use auto.
No, no, sir. Okay. So if you execute alias, can you see? I've already set the alias for dir as dir-FN colors. If you want to unalias means you'll just say unalias dir. Now it has been unsetted. When you do an alias, can you see there's no alias? Now if you execute dir, it will not show with colors. If you want to see with the colors, like this. Right? Okay, good. Now, apart from this, there are hundreds of commands are there. We'll be discussing that, guys. So we'll execute the date command. Date will show the current time and date. Okay, yesterday Raju asked some question, right? Time date CTL is a command to check it. HW hardware clock is one of the command HW clock through which also you can set it actually, right? So when you are actually executing the date command, what date command will do basically? Date command will fetch the date information from the kernel itself. So kernel will maintain one clock actually. Okay, the clock actually, and the clock is actually updated by one of the chip is there within your motherboard. Okay, we call it as a Motorola R3819 chip is there. That chip will be keep ticking actually, and it is run by a lithium battery. You know that. See, even though if I shut down my system or if I start the system, you will show that it will be showing the correct time and date, right? Have you seen this? It will be showing the current time and date,
Which
right? Yeah. How you are getting actually current time and date even though your system is off? Because in your system, in the motherboard, sir, in the back, in your motherboard, there will be a small lithium battery will be there, sir. That will be keep running, and that will give a power to update one of the chip, which is called as a Earlier, the name was a Motorola 1874336 like that. That Motorola chip is done, but it is the one which will maintain that current time and date. So as soon as you power on the system, that will be keep ticking only, and your kernel will get a latest date and time from that chip only. So kernel will maintain one of the kernel variable which we call, I forgotten that, x time variable, kernel variable, something I don't remember. I mean, it's a very long time, sir. Even I've forgotten it actually. Kernel maintain the x time variable to get the latest time stamp, something. I mean, latest date and time. I will refer, sir. I will refer to one of the book known as Daniel P. Boyd by uh, the Linux, understanding the Linux kernel. X time, sir. So X time is a variable actually. That X time variable, right? It will maintain your current time and date. So the kernel will maintain it. So when I am executing this date command, actually the date command is actually, it is running. It is actually taking from that X time variable only. The kernel maintains it actually. The operating system maintains it. Sir, did you knew? Did anyone knew about this? No, right? A person who has explored all these things, he only knows, sir. He will be able to tell. This is something, okay. Rajesh, why I need to know all these things? No problem, sir. You need not to know also. I'm just telling you for information that how exactly. So now what happened, right? Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to go and I want to fetch from that, I want to fetch the real time from that command only or from that chip only. Then what happened, right? You need to execute the HW clock command actually. So how do you do that? Sudo. I think that command is not there. You have to install the package actually. So HW clock is not there. So HW clock in Ubuntu. This works in your Red Hat, sir. See, sir, HW clock. If you execute HW clock -R option, it will show you the command actually. So this is one of the intro questions that asked me, Rajesh, how do you check the date and time? Sir, date and time. Is there any command? So HW clock. What's the difference between date and HW clock? He had asked me. I said, sir, date command will fetch the data from the X time variable of the kernel, but HW clock will directly go and read from the chip, sir, where you'll get the exact second. Oh my God, he said, good, Rajesh. He also asked this also, etc adjust time. Do you know this? I said, yes, sir. What it does, I told all the information about this. He was very happy. He said, good. I think you know very well, he said, actually. So this is something where you can see, if you execute this command, you will get like this output, sir. Even you will get in seconds also, like this. If you are learning RSC certification, sir, Red Hat certification from any good trainer, okay. I want to just name here. There is a North End. There's a trainer by the name Vikas Nehra. His channel is Nehara classes. He will explain everything, sir. I mean, he will explain all this because he knows it. He has been doing training from last 15 years. He knows it actually. People who are very good trainer who has worked in a system at a very good level, they will be able to explain in a better manner. Okay, so HW clock command is it'll read from the chip itself, directly from the chip itself. Okay, guys, good. Now, Rajesh, apart from this one, I want to see some other options. So I'll say the date with hyphen capital I option. It will show you in this option year, month, and a day. Okay, I want to check 3 months calendar. I'll say just date -3 if I give. See, what man? Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. That is a sorry, calendar. Sorry, I'm sorry. Calendar three. Oh, cal itself is not there. Sudo apt install ncal calendar. Sorry, calendar, sir. Calendar is it will show the current time and current month's calendar. It will show October. If I want to see the 3 months calendar, -3 option. So, yeah, come back to the date command, sir. Date will show you the current time and date, no doubt. Okay, it will be showing you in the UTC time. Okay, because this system, wherever we are having this server, it is there in our, I think this server and all, it is, they're maintaining everything into your, now it is 4:36, sir, UTC time. What is UTC time? Even I'm aware of, but I'm not able to recall now. or universal time actually. So you could see that actually UTC time is something like this from here to here, the region, right? It is not even touches India also. See, this time is a UTC time actually. So in the UTC time, it is showing you as 4:37 timing. So considering that it is a London, this time zone is a UTC time. No, 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 sir. This is plus and this is minus. Uh, UT is a time standard commonly used to determine the local time around the world. Every time zone is defined by its difference from the UTC, known as UTC offset. For example, the local time in China is 8 hours ahead of UTC. So China standard UTC is offset of 2 ATC plus. Oh, this is plus actually, and this is a minus. Okay, this is something which is not a very good standard way of managing the time actually. You need to either change it to the IST timing or you need to change to the UST timing, sir. This one. So this is not appropriate. People will not be able to distinguish UTC properly. I think you need to change the time setting for this server, sir. So usually all these things the administrator will do. You need not to worry about all these things. But UTC is not which is been followed, or else you have to follow either GMT standard or else IST stamp standard. Some standard you need to follow, sir. I think UTC is something which is something it always gives a offset timing, right? Which is not recommendable actually. I think. Okay. Yeah, GMT timing. As I said, a green Mitch timing. Most of the time you will see green Mitch timing and all, or ITC, IST timings actually, you will see it actually. Fine, good. Okay, now, so, and also sometimes like, if you exude something like place capital Y like this, you will get the year actually. If you want to just to say, you want to just see the last two digit of the year, you will just say plus percentage small y. You want to see the month actually, date plus percentage plus percentage m means month actually. Come on, we'll get the month. Capital M means, let's see what it shows. There's something. So how you'll get all this information? With the help of a man command, man date. If you should right, if you come down with the man date, and you will see that this percentage and percentage A, percentage B, percentage C. We will use this heavily, sir, in many of the automation tasks. I want to get this particular formatting. So I will use this particular symbol per percentage F, percentage D, percentage. In scripting, I will show you where it is used and why we are using that and all I will tell you. But you have these options for the date command. Very important. Very, very, very important actually. We use it in our lot of time we do it, use it that formatting everything in the scripting actually. So date command over, ls command over, cal command we already saw, it's a calendar. Okay, this is showing you in your in the Georgian calendar method. Okay, like it is showing you with the Georgian. Okay, and what are the other things, sir? Like apart from this, there are so many other commands are there. Like for example, we have seen the PWD command, right? PWD will show the current time and date. Apart from this, there are so many other commands other which are related to doing an operation onto the file or directory. Like for example, if I want to create a directory, I will use mkdir. Okay, I think I need not to show all these things you already know. If you execute -p option, we can create a directory within a directory like this, which again we saw just now, right? -p means parent directory, right? Whenever you want to remove a directory, I use rmdir command to remove a directory, right? Right? And whenever you want to remove a file, use rm command and specify the file name. Like for example, Alice is a file name. Whenever you want to remove any file forcibly, you will say rm-f and the file name. So sometime what happen if you do an RM with the file name, you will get into the iterative mode where it will ask you whether you want to remove the file or not. Yes or no. Like here, for example, because Rajesh is a user for the Alice, he can directly say if you say RM Alice, he'll remove it. No problem. But assume that like this, if he's removing some file, I'm using -i, see, it'll go to the iterative mode where it'll ask you whether you want to remove it or not. I'll say why, yes, then it'll remove that file. So if I don't want to get into the iterative mode, I will directly use -f option and then like I will try to delete that file. Forcibly remove that file. Whenever you want to create delete any directory, guys, I have to use rm with the -r recursively and forcibly remove that directory like this. Right? Whenever you want to rename that file or when I want to rename the directory, we use the command known as a move command. Like here, I'll create a touch Alice. You want to rename the Alice to the Bob file, we'll use either move command, move Alice to Bob. So we have moved it. So move is used for two purposes. One is for renaming that file from one name to other name, or else literally moving this file from one location to other location. Now there's a Bob file is there. Now you say Rajesh Bob file, I want to move this entire file to the inside the Ravi directory. You can use that also. Move Bob to Ravi directory. Enter. When you do ls, you could see that there's no file here because you have moved it. If you go inside the Ravi directory and say ls, can you see Bob has coming? Bob has placed it inside the Ravi directory. So for both the purpose, we use this move command. Move is used for literally physically moving the file from one place to other location, one source to other, one from source to the destination. And move is also used to rename the file also. Both the operation you do with the same command actually. But here what happened, right? You can even rename the file with the help of a run command. Okay, rename command. Rename UL Bob to Alice. How come, sir? There was a command. Oh man, you have to install the package. See, for everything, there's an installation of the package. Sudo apt install rename-y. You're installing that package. Okay. Now you got the rename command. Rename command, you got it. Rename Bob to Alice. Not allowed while struct sub in a use line number one in Bob. Oh God, what is it, man? I don't know, sir. What is it? I have to find out. Rename better word. What is this? Oh, this is a DAT file.
You have to move to the directory only, no? That's
Hmm. Rename
that,
DAT. Yeah.
that file is not there, but you have to
No,
move
no.
to the
File is there.
directory.
No.
The directory you have to move already.
This includes hidden file change blob settings using this running this command, shop command. Okay, and then you need to. Uh. Okay. I'll check, sir, why it is actually. Shop lobsters. If you want to rename recursively, you can use this. Actually. I'm just trying, sir. Crazily, we are trying something. Okay, no problem. I'll try to find the solution, sir, for this. What is it actually? It's an interesting thing. I will go through it. Uh, ask Ubuntu. This is what I need. Ask Ubuntu. That's the same thing only. Rename -s. That extension is giving. Off, turned off. Okay. Fine, sir. Anyhow, that is okay. For us, it is fine. Okay. Okay. I need not to really waste the time, sir. I will give the answer by tomorrow for this, or in the group, I will send the answer for this after finding the solution. How rename works actually. But anyhow, rename we don't use much, but still we have this option or the command, right? Okay, good, sir.
But that
Mm.
Bob file is present in directory now.
Yes, sir. You can do no. If I move the Bob file outside the directory, what it makes sense. Now Bob file is there in Ubuntu directory, right? So if I rename the Bob to Alice, let's see. Let's give the same error. Something while struct to sub in use line number one. I don't know what is struct to user. As if like it is considering it as a DOS file or else a Linux Windows file. It's not a Windows file actually. Hmm. Same thing. I thought maybe because of some content it is not there. It is showing. Okay. I'll check that, sir, why it is not working. I'll check and I'll give the answer for this. Good. Okay. Now, guys, apart from this, there are other commands are there like uh, MKDR is okay, RMDR, everything. Yeah, I mean, there is some other commands like there, like CP command is there. CP is for copy command. You want to copy a file from one file to other file name, or you want to copy the file from one source to other destination. So you have this copy command actually. Whenever you are copying a normal file, you just say CP source file and the destination file name. Like this is a syntax actually. Right? Whenever you're copying a directory, suppose you want to copy the entire directory, you have to use -r option. Source directory and destination directory path. Destination directory path. For example, here, I can copy the Bob as Alice. So source is a Alice, Bob is a destination file. I'll say ls. You could see that you have copied the Bob as Alice. It means whatever the Bob has, same the Alice also has the same content while copying it. Suppose you want to copy the ABC directory inside the Ravi directory. If you say cp abc and you given a destination as Ravi, you cannot copy it. It said omitting abc. So in that case, you have to copy the entire thing. Means you have to say -r option abc and then give a Ravi directory like this. So you have copied the entire abc directory inside the Ravi directory. So go cd to Ravi and say ls. You can see that abc has been copied actually. So for the directory, it is always -r option, and for other rest of other type of file without -r option. Okay, sir. Some crazy people have asked, then what is the difference between CP command and the move command? Can you tell me in terms of how things happen internally? They'll ask you. So just think about it, sir. Is there any difference between the copy command and a move command? What is the differences? You have to just give me. It is just like one line information. That's all. You'll get. You just think about it. You'll get an answer.
Move you'll use like whenever they move,
Hmm.
that file or directory is not present, but in copy it will present.
Hmm. So move means basically, yeah.
But
Hmm. Okay. For example, sir, if I'm moving, okay, I will try to create one more Raj territory. Okay, MKDR Raj directory. Suppose I want to move this Raj directory actually. Okay, I want to copy this Raj directory inside the Ravi directory, but I want to copy it as a Rajesh directory. Can I do it? CP-R Raj directory. Okay, I want to copy under the Ravi as a Rajesh directory. Suppose assume that Raj directory has some file touch uh, 1, 2, 3. I'm creating some 3 files under the Raj. Okay, come out from the Raj, and you want to copy that Raj directory. Okay, under the Ravi as a Rajesh directory. Yeah, you can create it like this. See, if you go inside the Ravi directory, Ravi directory, inside it, you will have a Rajesh directory. Under the Rajesh, you will have the same files, 1, 2, 3. So the destination path, you can give anything, sir, in copy. It's not only that you need to give the same name. You can give what it will do, that it will create that directory with that name. What it will do, it will copy the content of Raj directory inside the Rajesh directory. But whereas move is literally you're moving that file from one location to another lake. But even while moving also, yeah, you can give the you can change the name also. Correct. You will say that Rajesh, let me copy the Raj directory. Let me move the Raj directory under the APC directory as Rajesh. Yeah, you can move that way also. Yes. See, I moved it. But if you go to the ABC, it is no more Raj, it is Rajesh. If you go to the Raj directory, it has same that 1, 2, 3 content. Both synonymously works the same way, sir, the way it works actually here. Right? Good stuff. Okay. Now, there are many other commands are there, sir, in a system which we have to understand or learn. Okay. Before getting into the other commands, let me tell you something about we call it as a pipes. And the second is redirection operators. Very important. These two we use a lot in our day-to-day activity. Apart from this, sir, there are many commands are there which we use in our day-to-day activity. Like, for example, find command, grep command, set command, and awk command. These four commands we use in our day-to-day activity a lot. We need to know all these things. Plus, we need to know about these pipes. We need to know about these redirection operators. Okay, we should know about some of the commands which are related to the file systems. Like for example, fdisk command, free command, okay, df command. Like this are the some of the commands which are related to the file system. Of course, there are many other commands are there apart from this, fdisk and free and df. But you need to remember or you need to know many of these commands actually. Many of the commands is required. Okay, so before getting into all these commands, let us try to first dwell into this two. I think we will try to complete only these two things, and then rest of these commands, I think we'll start from Thursday onwards. Okay. So let us first complete this and let us try to understand few more commands, and then I will tell you about what are the next thing which we will be covering actually in the next week. Okay. Now, what is this pipe is all about, guys? See, pipe is basically used for something like like you want to give an input of one command to another command, right? So, for example, Rajesh, I will say that Rajesh, I'm having a command. For example, if I'm having a command ls long listing ls-l, I want to give this output of this command to another command. It means that command one, I want to give the output of the command one to the command two. Why we do all these things in our real time, or why we do in this system? Because we need to get certain kind of output where a user needs that particular output. For that reason, what happened, right? We need to give an input of the execution of one command to then another command. That's what we use it. How we can able to achieve it? How you can give an input of one command to another command? We can give the input of one command output into another command with the help of a pipes actually. With help of a pipes, we can do it actually. Say for example, you are saying Rajesh that I am having the command one like this. I'm having the command one, CMD one. I want to give this input. I want to give the output of this command one to the command two actually. Then in that case, what happened, right? You will be creating a pipes like this. Like this, you will have a pipe. This we call it as a pipe actually. Okay, in some people we call it as a unbuffered pipe. unbuffered pipes. It's a pipe. So this is called it as a right end of the pipe. And this is, we call it as a reed end of the pipe. Now what happens, sir? Here you are having command one. So command one input will be given to this right end of the pipe. The output of the commands of this CMOS decoder, it will resides in this pipe. This is a buffer memory, right? It will be residing in this pipe. It means that the output of the command will be there in this pipe. In the other place, in the other end, right, there will be one more command, which is nothing but the CMD2. So this CMD2 will take a output of this as an input, and this command will take this as an input and it will process it actually. So in this way, by using these pipes actually, we are achieving the output the way user needs. Again, why we do all these things? Because that we need the filtered output. Some kind of a filtered output is required, sir, for us in a day-to-day activity. That's the reason we use these pipes a lot in our day-to-day activity. Say, for example, I'm just giving an example, sir. For example, Rajesh, if I execute ls-l, you could see that there are so many outputs are there, but I want the ninth column, first column and the ninth column. I'm just telling you, how can I extract the first column and the ninth column? So what I can do, sir, ls-l, pipe it to, I will use something like an awk command. I can even use a cut command and all. Cut command is there, paste command is there. I'll use a awk command. I'll just say that print $1 is the first column and $9 is the ninth column. And close with the bracket, close with the quotes actually, and say enter. Okay, you got the first column and you got the ninth column. So here what happened, don't worry about this awk command, we'll discuss it. But what I'm using, that I'm using filter here. The output of the first command is given as as an input for the second command via the pipe, we say. So here, if you consider this one, this whole symbol, if I copy this whole command, okay, and try to copy here. See, this first command ls-l is an first command and awk command is the second command, command 2. So first command input will be given to the right end of the pipe. This entire data will be residing here. And the second command will take an input from the right end, read end of the pipe, and it will only print the first column and the ninth column. So here, by doing this, guys, you are actually filtering the output the way you need it. Hey, I don't want all these things, man. I don't want all these 9 columns, man. I want only the ninth column and on the first column. How I can print out, man? Using the awk command, man. Even you can use the cut command also to print it actually. Cut command also you can use to print it. But awk is also you can print it like this. So here what happened? You are achieving some kind of a filtering of the data. So that you can achieve with the help of a pipe. And this is a symbol, guys. In the keyboard, if you see in your laptop, right, below the backspace, you have that pipe symbol is there. This pipe symbol, see? This pipe, this is the pipe symbol actually. So now, Rajesh, whatever you're using this pipe, what are this MyFi for using? Is the same thing what the symbol is using, sir? What the symbol is that? Yes, sir. It's the same thing, sir. This is a kind of a file, but in actuality, this is the symbol actually which you use. So Rajesh, if you use this pipe actually, does this pipe symbol, does it actually creates a FIFO file in the backend in the kernel? Yes, sir. It creates in the backend a FIFO file only. By default, that symbol will create in the, where it will get created, this will get created in the kernel space like this. This is the user space like this, where a user is actually executing this command, ls-l, pipe it to awk, the same commands are like this, print $1, $9, like this. When he is trying to run this command, in the command line or in the user space, actually, by seeing this symbol, the kernel understand, oh, I want to create this buffered memory, unbuffered pipe memory. Okay, it will create this pipe symbol, it will create this memory. It's called the memory, sir, and the memory size in it is nothing but the 8192 bytes is the memory size, this buffer memory. which is nothing but 8K. 8K memory cells, which is nothing but equivalent to 8K, sir, right? It creates it in the kernel space. And then the output of this. So as soon as you write the data into the right end of the pipe, and as soon as the other command read from it, once the job is done, sir, this pipe will get deallocated from the kernel space. This pipe will get deleted from the kernel space as soon as you complete the task of using these pipes actually. Unbuffered means it will be only used till this command is executing. Once this command gets completed, this pipe will be unbuffered. It means that it will go off. It will be deallocated from the kernel space. The kernel will delete these pipes actually after the operation is completed. Okay, or it will be there, Rajesh, it will be there for some time in the memory. Yes, sir, because execution is still going on. During the execution of that fraction second, this pipe will get created. It will be used and it will be destroyed immediately. Beautiful. Right? So like this way, what happened, these pipes are heavily used in our day-to-day activity. Like for example, I told that there is a file system is there. If I execute df-h, okay, it will show you all the columns. You will say that, Rajesh, I want to extract the first column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column. I want to extract the first column and the fifth column. Okay. But before that, let me try to sort, Rajesh, actually. If I said df-h, pipe it to sort hyphen nkfi. Don't worry about all these things, guys. We'll cover this in K5. Okay, I sorted in a numerical value. Then I'll just say reverse sorted. R and K5, reverse sorted. Okay, now I reversely sorted. Rajesh, I want to only extract the first column and the fifth column. No problem. I know that I'll use awk command to print the first column and the fifth column. Super, Rajesh. Okay, good. Rajesh, I want to delete this last line. I don't want it. Okay, yes, sir. See, you removed that last line. See, this output, this is not there. Like this way, you can achieve by using multiple pipes. See, one command is given input for the second command via the pipe, and the second command is given input for the third command via the pipe, and the third command is given input for the last command via the pipe. Can you see that there are so many pipes are used? So for Rajay, for each and every pipe symbol, what you're using, does the kernel will create one, two, three pipes? Yes, sir. In the kernel space, it creates the three pipe on fly. It'll create it. And then like all these operations happen inside the kernel space only. Are you understanding, sir? Sir, sounds interesting,
Yes.
right? And
Yes, Rajesh. Yeah.
once it is done, obviously the pipe will get deallocated. It will be destroyed by the kernel only. It will remove that pipes. How to make sure that this pipe remain always, sir? You have to create a file. That is a FIFO file like this. When you create a file like this remains, sir. This always remains. And you can do this for inter-process communication. One output of one command, you can give an input for the second command via this FIFO file. This always remains. This is we call as a named pipe or the FIFO file. Okay. Rajesh, what are the other things you have? You have something as a message queues. You have something like a shared memory. Those are also used for the inter-process communication. You can give an output of one command to input for the second command by using shared memory, by using even message queues. But we don't practically use for the commands. We use for sending a long messages, very big messages. Suppose sender is sending us some message and receiver is receiving it. Have you heard about something like a data engineering, sir? Where like hundreds of gallons of data are pushed from one stream to from one side to other servers, right? They use internally all these message queues to transmit the data or to do a communication between two different files or two different processes or between two different machines like this. And of course, over the network, you can only do it with the help of a socket, actually, networking. But internally, within the system, you want to do all those things. Actually, you want to process it further, right? Everything we use this message queue. So, have you heard about in the banking, we call it an OLTP, online transaction processing, OLTP. OLTP uses all this inter-process communication internally. All these message queues, shared memory, semaphores, like pipes, FIFOs, all these things are used by OLTPs actually. OLTP means online transaction processing, which is used by the banking softwares, right? Okay, sir. Good to know that. Okay, pipes. What are these redirection operators, sir? Very important. We always try to do a lot of redirecting everything. So before we start, before we understand it, let us try to understand what are the data channels actually. So in Linux or Unix, don't worry guys, this command, all these commands, this command and some other commands, I have to revisit again. I will revisit it because find grep command, set command, awk command, this itself I will take around 30 to 35 minutes or 40 minutes only to learn these commands. Okay. And then file system commands also, there are many are there. We will try to learn the file system command also. Okay. There's one more command is there. No, what is the command, sir? DMI decode command. DMI decode command. We don't use it, but I will try to explain that. I'll try to tell that. Now, so what are data channels actually? See, basically what happens, sir, when you are working in an operating system, okay, minimum every operating system, it provides three data channels, sir. Three channels it provides. One we call it as a standard input, STD in. One we call the standard output, and other is called the standard error. These are three data channels actually. Three data channels. Now, whenever you are working in a system, you got a terminal actually. You got this. This is my terminal where I can interact with my operating system or the system or the Linux kernel. Right? How I can give some inputs to the Linux kernel? You can give the inputs to the keyboard. Keyboard is a where I'm giving an input actually. So keyboard will act as a standard input. Okay, after I type some command, I'll execute that command. Okay, I will get some output. Where I'm getting an output? You're getting an output to your screen or the monitor. Or we can call it a terminal output. Terminal output. This is called as it acts like a standard output. Suppose if I'm doing some mistake or the error, like here I executed some command, which is a bad command. See, you could see that it said the command not found. Okay, instead of ls, I'll just say lt and then say enter. See, command not found, right? Or lr, command not found, or whatever, lz, command not found, right? So it's still they're saying that there's a command is there like this, command not found. This is an error. This we call the standard. This is the error output. Where the error you are getting, sir? You're getting the error in the same monitor only, right? Or the screen, right? Or your terminal, right? So whatever the error also you're getting, that also comes act as a standard error. So standard input is not but your keyboard, standard output is your screen or the monitor. You say that Raj, I don't want to read I don't want the output to be come under my screen, man. I want to display into the LED box where you have LED configured everything. I want to display over there. Or else I have some third party, or else I have some third terminal where I want to go and display it. You can configure everything the way you need it, sir. Actually, it's not only screen. You can even share it to some projector, share it to something. You will get the standard output, everything into that screen shared actually, not into your actual monitor, sir, in your system monitor. So you can do all those things actually, right? So that's how the hardware, sorry, the operating system can work actually. You can redirect the output anywhere to any screen where a user required, right? Internally, what happened like the terminals drivers will take care of redirecting that output to that particular screen or the monitor where the user wants it actually. Fine. Now, these are standard input, standard output, and standard error. This we call the three data channels. We call it not data channel, data, sorry, I'm sorry, data channels. Data channels. Now, what they give in a Linux system, what they give standard input is nothing but 0. Standard output is something like a 1 value, and standard error is one thing like a 2 values. This is a value which they give it actually, sir. Okay. 0, 1, and 2. This is called, we call it as an FDs. We call it as a FD, file descriptors we call. Now, standard input is always 0, which is nothing but the keyboard. 0. 1 is an output, which is called as a mirror or the screen or the monitor or the terminal. Okay. Standard error is also screen or the monitor or the terminal. For here in this case, or in this terminal, when I execute the TTY command, this TTY command, which is nothing but this is the interface actually, the /dev/pt/0 is taking or it is accepting the input from the keyboard. So when I execute any, if I type anything, all this typing strings and all, this slash dash slash pts slash 0 terminal is taking an input. So your screen, your keyboard is nothing but it acts like a standard input. It is configured in such a way that okay, user will give input through the keyboard only. So through a keyboard, what happened that you are sending a data to this terminal. Okay. Once it takes data and once the user hits it, he want to execute that as a command or an application. What are the output is getting under the terminal, the same under the TTY, you're getting this output. The same terminal will act like a standard output. Oh, it says that okay, whatever the user wants it, let me display the output in the screen or the monitor. So the screen or the monitor or the terminal will act as a standard output. Okay, if I execute ls command, ls will show you all time and date, sorry, all files and data in a present directory. But how we are getting this output? Because that your terminal will treat it as a input command, and after processing this ls command, what are the output you are getting? No, it is redirecting this output to the same terminal, that is slash dev slash pt slash 0. Okay. Now when a user is executing some nonsense or the wrong command, your shell is processing that command and it says that command not found. Even this error also you're getting into the same terminal slash dev slash pt slash 0. Try to understand, guys. So slash dev slash pt slash 0 is nothing but your terminal, your shell, your terminal. And we know that Rajesh, whenever a user logs in, that Ubuntu user logs in, he will get some terminal and he's also sitting on top of the bash shell and he's executing all the commands. So your bash shell is attached to a terminal. You remember 4 days back I told you this. When a user logs in, he will get a shell, but shell is attached to a terminal. If you go to here, if you go to my batch 2, sorry, the recording, I'm not sure where it is there. I mean, some of you remember or not, I don't know. If you see, the bash shell is there, here is there, but it is attached to some terminal. I would have explained this in some diagram, sir. See, I want to check that command diagram also. No, not this one. After fifth, sixth, I think. I mean, search it, you'll get, sir. See, can you see here? This diagram, sir. Bash shell is there, but this bash shell is attached to a terminal. Can you able to link everything, sir? Whatever I'm saying. So that's what you need to hear me, listen me when I say something. Okay, keep it in a mind. Maybe you might not understand at the very first level. When I try to say many other concepts, you will see that many things I'll be keep repeating the same thing, because what happens, sometime you would have missed, sometime you are not properly understood, properly not grasped properly. But when you're trying to sync with me with all the concept what I explained, right, you will connect, all dots will get connected, sir. And you will understand, okay, this is how the things works under the system actually. Am I clear, sir? Right? Fine.
Yes.
Now, yeah. Now what I'm trying to tell that when they're attached to it, they need some data channels to communicate. How, where the input is going, where the output is coming, you need to know. No, those are nothing but the data channels. And every shell. Now, oh, Rajesh, it means that you are redirecting that output. You're taking an input from the keyboard. You're giving an output of that command. But actually, who's taking an input? Sir, the terminal is taking, sir. Okay, fine. But who is further processing? The bash shell is processing, sir. So the 0, 1, 2, what you're talking, who is actually giving it? Is it the shell or is it something? Yes, sir, it's a shell which is giving all these things actually. 0, 1, 2 is a shell which is giving all these things. Okay. What is the 0, 1, 2? Rajesh, it is FDs, file descriptors. Oh my God. What is this file descriptors? Sir, every shell, every bash shell has 255 file descriptors. Out of which, sir, 0, 1, 2 are reserved. Always, sir. They're always reserved. Right? It always reserved. Rest other remaining file descriptor like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah 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 up to 255. These are used by the files. It means that suppose this is a bash shell. Now you see the bigger picture, sir. This is my bash shell. This is my bash shell, sir. Now bash shell has a list of FDs, file descriptors or channels. It has like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 255, like this. So this all this in 255, all this 255 are FDs, file descriptors, FDs, sir. 0, 1 and 2, 0, 1, I think I missed out 2. Let me draw the 2. Yeah, this is 2. These are 3 data channels, which is 0, 1 and 2. These are used by your bash shell itself. Nobody can use this FD, sir. 0, 1, 2 by default fixed to all shells, sir. Remaining all 3 to 55, they are free descriptors. They all are freely available. Now you will say that Rajesh, from 3 to 255, who uses it then? What's the use of this? Now what happened, right? What the user will do, a user like Ubuntu or Rajesh, he will try to open the Alice file by using cat or vi. Okay, what happened, right? These 3 file descriptors will be used for doing operation onto that Alice file. The same user Ubuntu, he will try to open the Bob file. He will try to do some operation onto the John file. He will try to do some operation onto the Ravi directory. He will try to do the operation onto the Raj directory. He'll try to do some operation to the Krishna directory. So user will do so many operations. All this file, each and every file descriptor used to do operation to that specific file or a directory. Rajesh, when I do all these things, actually, I want to get the outputs and all. Yeah, all these files, everything which is used by, finally, they will try to use this 012 for doing an operation. Now, when you open a file, Alice will be opened a file with help of a 0 descriptors only. But when you try to open that file, immediately the 3 file descriptor will be given for that file. Now this 3 file, what happened, right? It will be mapped to these 3 FDs actually. When you're doing operation, when you're giving an output to, what this 3 file descriptor will do, sir? This 3 file descriptor, whenever it want to give the output, it will redirect that output to the file descriptor 1, and the file descriptor output will redirect that output of that file to a screen or the monitor. Like this it happens. A mapping of the FDs will happen to these 3 main file descriptors or 3 data channels actually. So your bash is doing all input, output, error, everything with the help of 0, 1, 2 only. All other file descriptors are used only for doing operation onto the files. Did you understood, sir, this concept? It is very important. Nobody will tell all these things. I'm just telling you some extra information so that in a broader way you understand it. Now, why we discuss all these things, Rajesh? Is it necessary for us to know all these things? Yes, sir. It is very much necessary. You are a senior architect, you are a DevOps, you are a junior DevOps, you are a senior DevOps, you're an architect, you're a platform engineering. It is always better that you understand this very well in detail because it will help you to understand in a system, and you're working in a system in a better way. Always. Okay. Now, coming here in the system in this. So, Rajesh, okay, right. I got it. If I say ls and enter, now I'm understanding that bash with the help of a input terminal, that is terminal number 0 or not but FD0, it is taking input from the keyboard. And once the processing happens, what happened? Right? It is given output to the through with the help of a data channel 1, which is nothing but the standard output. Yeah, now I am understanding. Okay. Now instead of I am giving an input to the through the keyboard, can I give input to a file? Yes, sir. Like for example, if I use a, for example, if you're having something like how you can say, let me do one thing. Let me echo double greater than file one. Sorry, cat out double greater than file one. Hi, how are you? Bye. And they'll say control D. So can you see a file when file one is created? If you do a cat of file one, you could say these are 3 files. Now, so there is a command, is a WC command, word count. So word command is getting an input that is less than sign with the from the file was a file one. So word count Instead of getting from the keyboard, it is actually getting an input from the file. So there are three redirection mainly there are three redirection operators are there. So what is that? Less than, greater than, double greater than. There is one more is there known as a double less than. This we call as a here operator. But we don't use much about this. Only we use these three for doing some kind of a redirection one. This will discuss later in some time. What is this here operator? Okay. So what I'm saying that these three are redirection operators, we say. Now here what happened, WC command is getting an input from the file one. So file one has these three lines. So what WC say that, it says that it's a word count. What this command does, it will say that how many of lines are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3. How many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words are there. How many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Including spaces, it will count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, something like it is taking a space and is saying that there are 19 characters are there in a file. So number of words, number of lines and number of characters, everything the WC will show. So WC command, instead of getting it input from the keyboard, it is actually getting input from the file. How it is getting input of file? You are using this redirection operator. So here less than, it will start for input redirection, input operator. Greater than sign is an output operator. Double greater than is also an output only, output operator, but it will append, it will append to the existing file content or to the end of the file. Okay, sir. Now, so WC getting a command through a file with the help of an input operator. So this less than sign is an input operator. Like for example, if it's a cat, less than file one. See, cat is actually getting an input from the file itself. Actually, it's a input operator, right? This all these three we call the reduction operator only, but right. So as I was discussing here, right, I was saying that okay, guys, I will talk about the reduction operators. So all these reduction operators, what is it actually? This less than, double less than, greater than, double greater than. This we call the reduction operator, guys. These three symbols are reduction operator. Okay, fine, guys. Rajesh, I'm getting an output, LS output to the screen. Shall I redirect this LS output not to the screen to the some file? Yes, sir. You can use a greater symbol like this. Like I'll say file 2. Can you see here? LS output is not coming to the screen. It is redirect to a file. So if you say LS, there is no file with the name file 2. But as soon as you use this symbol, you could see that you're able to you're able to get the file by name file 2. This file 2 has an LS output. If you do a cat of file 2, can you see it got an output of the ls output command? Or else if I say date, Rajesh greater than file 3, so date output is not coming to the screen. Earlier what happened, if I execute date command, date will come out, the output will come to the screen. But what you want, I don't want the output to come to the screen. I want to read that output to some file. So use greater than sign. Right? So if I say cat of file 3, can you see here guys? The output of the date will be there. Okay. What is double greater than sign? Suppose if you say, Rajesh, I'm executing PWD command. Yeah. But this PW command output, I should not get to the screen. I want to redirect to the same file by name file 3. So in that case, what happened? You will do the PWD. You use a double greater than sign because you should not remove the existing content of the file 3. File 3 has a date output. So if you execute the cat file 3, you will see that actually this already it is having, but I don't want to append, I don't want to overwrite it. I want to append to end of that file. Okay, I'll just say pwd double greater than file 3. See, and when I do a cat of file 3, you will see that the pwd output has gone to your file 3. It has appended. Suppose if I execute something like who am I or who command with just single and the same file, what it'll do, it'll overwrite the existing file 3. See, cat of file 3. See, it has overwritten all the contents. So whenever you don't want to overwrite it, you want to append the output to the same file, then you use a double greater than. If you are not really, if you are okay with overwriting, then you use a single greater than actually. Right, sir? Sometime what happened, right? When you're overwriting something, you will get the output, but you don't want to get the output, you want to see it, then you will use something as ampersand. Ampersand means running in the background. So always whenever you use any command and specify ampersand, that command will run in the backend. This is what happened, right? Backend means what happened basically. It will not use the terminal. It will run in the background. After it completes that execution of the command, then the output will come to the foreground actually. So there is something like a foreground and the background in terminals. I will discuss about that separately. Okay. You can push any kind of a process running in a system by pushing into the foreground, background actually. So how do you push it? By adding an ampersand to that job actually. So like for example, if I'm executing that mm, ls, I'm actually running in the foreground. I'm running in the terminal. I'm running in the foreground. But I want to push the same job in a background. I will use like this actually. Anyhow, the output you got it. But what I'm trying to tell that you actually forced to run that command in the backend actually. Okay. So there is one job is there in Linux actually. We call it a no hop actually. Can you Google it out, guys? What is no hop actually? One is an ampersand, which you can make a process or the application run in the backend. It will not use the terminal. You are just running in a backend. Okay. Rajesh, in that case, there is one more. Is there something the daemon process will always be running in the backend? Is daemon process is something like an ls ampersand? I mean, the ampersand. More or less, it is same, sir. Daemon process also runs the backend. But when you're using any, if you're using a symbol as a percentage with the command or with the file everything, right? Then what happened? You are actually making that process to run in a background. So when you run any process in the background, the process which is running the backend, it will not use any terminal at the time. Same thing, daemon process also has a feature that it always run in the backend means it will never use any kind of a terminal attached to it actually. It will be aram se running forever in the backend actually. Where in the backend means actually it will be running in the backend queue we say. So there are different queues maintained by the shell actually. So in the backend queue shell queue, it will the process will be keep running actually. Am I clear, sir? Till here? Sir, did you learn something today? Something new thing, something?
Yes, yes.
From last 2 hours, no, we are juggling to understand so many things. Now you got some picture. Okay, Garaj, I understood something. I will repeat this recording. Good, sir. Go and repeat the recording. It's very difficult to go through 2 hour session, guys. I will tell you, whenever you go through my recordings, very difficult. You will get bored. You will get sleep. What is it? Rajesh is speaking so much. So, but what happened? Make a habit of repeating the same thing again, one or twice. Okay, it is difficult. But what I will tell you, sir, I will tell you one thing, sir. Very clear to all of you. If you learn by watching anybody's video, I'm not saying that you watch my video, watch anybody videos. If you try to learn any new thing on that day by spending 4 5 hours in watching that same video twice or thrice everything, sir, I will tell you, sir, that day is not waste for you. That's a highly productive day for you because you learned something new. You didn't spend your time in watching nonsense movies and all. You spend your time in learning. Whatever you watch for 3 4 hours in learning anything, sir, that is very good. You have spent a lot of time in learning just one concept. Definitely, sir, that learning curve will increase you in your upcoming days because you will. Now what happens, sir, when you have seen that the UPSC guys who are prepared for the UPSC administration guys, right, initially they'll give a lot of time in learning, but as the months goes progress, right, what happened, right, their learning will become so fast that even though they are spending 1 or 2 hours in their day to learn anything, sir, they will learn in a way lot of things they will learn, sir. They learn a lot of things. Initially, it will take more time. You might think, Rajesh, what man, I spent 5 years, but I learned only few things only. Oh, no problem. That itself is good because you invested your time in learning. No, you have sat, you have made your ass to sit in a seat. You made yourself to hold in a table and a chair. You sat in the front of a system, sat for 3 4 hours and updated something. You learned some information. Don't think that's a waste. No, Rajesh, I would have no, not like that. You just started yourself doing something. That is what I need from you. When you start doing the same thing repeatedly every day, right? Holding yourself back in a seat, sitting, studying, right? And then what happens, sir? When the time will come, 1 or 2 months or 3 months, you see that you have started updating yourself a lot. You will increase that pace of learning very fast. Okay, you will learn many concepts. You will go ahead like anything compared to other people, sir. That's what I need from you all. You need to sit. You have to hold to sit in the seat and learn, sir. Now, how you are sitting the whole 2 hours class? How I sat and I was teaching everything towards girl, because first you need to have a patience in learning, you need to have a dedication in learning, then sit and do your work, sir. Sit and study, give your quality time in study, give the quality time your wife, to the family, to the kids, to everyone. Same way, give your quality time in learning also, sir. At this time, whatever you spend inside, it will definitely show some good colors in the near future. Definitely, sir. If you don't study, if you don't update, right? When you don't do the hard work by doing, sir, definitely, sir. Even though you complete 1 year also, you will not learn anything. Even though you don't do anything, you just go through something and you learn. You will not learn. Sit, practice, 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 practice. You will see that you will shine, sir. I've been repeatedly saying in every class why I'm doing that, because that I want to just motivate you. That's all, guys. So spend more time, give time to a family, friends, to society, everyone. Also, you keep your personal time to update, because your goal should be that, Rajesh, I want to achieve something to get in this job. When you set your goal minds, automatically your mind will come to the picture of working on an action. Actually, like many companies have miserable fails, sir. They have a best management, they have best MBS from Stanford University, from very big IIMs universities and all, right? But what happened, right? They have a various big plans and all, they would have already designed everything, sir. But when it comes to the execution part, they have miserably got failed. Actually, they couldn't even realize that, okay, we didn't had a plan for executing, actually. So sometime what happened, many big organizations, you have seen that they have failed miserably, because at the end, the execution they couldn't complete on time, or they didn't complete it in a very well. That's what their product got failed, their company went to loss. So this is something like that. When you set up the goals, or when you thought in your mind, Rajesh, no, I enrolled for this course, for doing DevOps and course, because I want to land myself in the job. You have planned yourself, you set the goals. Now it's a plan for doing an action, right? Action means you need to sit and study, right? That itself, if you're not doing, what is the great deal in thinking and making yourself think that, oh, I will get a job? There's no use, right, for thinking all those things, right? It's completely waste of your time and thought process, right? So always what happened, right? When you set up your goals, sir, please even plan for the action also. Okay, Rajesh, action means, okay, I want to spend half an hour time in the initial days. No problem, sir. I will wake up at 5:30 morning, half an hour I'll spend, or 1 hour spend, or after I come back from the office, half an hour. No problem. Good, sir. Good. You spend 10 minutes, I'll be very happy. Oh, okay, 10 minutes you spend. But please try to increase the pace for 5 minutes. 15 minutes, oh, very good. 20 minutes, very good. 30 minutes, extraordinary, sir. Superb. You spend 30 minutes of your entire, within the 24 hours, you spend 30 minutes in updating yourself. Now, I'm most happy, guys, sir, in the world if you spend 30 minutes. Now, what happened, right? Now, you'll not tell me next time, Rajesh, I spend 1 hour, 2 hour. You'll automatically will increase your time space, sir. Automatically will start increasing to 1 hour, 1.5 hour. Somehow you will make your time from free from all those things in your life, whatever you are been going on, and you will see that one day I will see that you would have spending 1 hour, 2 hour in learning every day, sir. And that time will come when you constantly spend every day for the next 4 to 5 months, sir. You will see that next 3 to 4 months you will start giving tremendous hours, more than 1 hour you give every day, sir, for yourself in learning. Take it from me, sir. Take it from me. But you need to start that step, sir. Start that step means first have an AWS account. Okay. Attend all the day classes. Try to practice as much as possible. Go through the video 1 or 2 times. I know it is very much challenging. I know for me also, if I want to watch any other trainer's video, I'm just saying you frankly, sir, 2 hours. I also feel now also, oh my God, 2 hours. I know that I will take 3, 4 hours to finish the 2 hours class. Even when you watch this video, sir, it's around 2 hours class now. Now, if you watch and you try to digest all the things what I say, right, you need minimum 5 hours, sir. But by the way, that 5 hours what you spend on that day watching only this video is not a waste. It's not a waste. Don't think that's a waste. No. You have learned something, everything. Rajesh has said this is, or some other trainer has said this. Oh, let me learn everything. When you start dwelling yourself and you start updating yourself, sir, this knowledge or this knowledge will increase your pace in learning, sir. Take it from me, sir. And one more thing, very important, I want to tell. In many other batches, I've told the same thing, sir. If you become perfect in one thing, sir, it will try to open a door to learn many other things. If you become a perfect in learning Linux very well, it will open a door to learn Git very well. If you try to learn Git very well, it will open a door to learn GitHub Action very well. If you try to learn GitHub Action very well, it will open a door to learn Terraform very well. If you try to learn Terraform very well, it will open a door to the Docker. It will open the door to the Kubernetes. It will open the door to the AWS. It will open the door to learn Every tool, when you learn one by one, step by step, it will open the door to other technology. This is the fact actually. You learn to learn, if you try to learn DevOps very well, sir, it'll open a door to learn DevSecOps. If you try to learn DevSecOps very well, it'll try to open a door to the MLOps. It'll try to open a MLOps, you will try to learn other technologies, data engineering, many other things, it'll open a door, sir. So if you don't enter, if you try, don't open a first door only, how you can reach the seventh or eighth door, sir? You cannot reach there. So always learn in a specific time that technology, learn everything. Rajesh, let me fix 15, 20 days to learn Terraform. Please fix your time, sir. 20 days, learn Terraform very well. After Terraform, Rajesh, I'll pick the Docker. Take 15, 1 month time to learn Docker. Sir, 1, 2 months I will give for Kubernetes. You have to set the time like that. When you plan and set for that, sir, you will be learning all the tools one after the other in a serialized way. You will connect all the dots and you will see that how all these tools are integrated in the real time, how in the project they works all these tools effectively. You will learn all these things very well, sir. This is the words. Take it from me, sir. It is going to happen in this way only. There's no, apart from this, Rajesh, is this some way miraculously I can learn all this thing? No, sir. There's no miracle actually. There is a hard work. No miracle happen, no shortcut works in this way. Only you need to put hard work in every tool. You need to spend some time. You need to set some hours or days of time in working only on that tool. Finally, you need to learn the art of integrating and how to execute your project by using these tools. Also, you should learn. And how to understand or grab the next technology that also slowly you learn by yourself. Right? Today, as I said, right, I want to learn myself more on Python. I know to learn more on MLOps. I have a plan. I have a plan for that, sir. I have a direction for that. I'm walking on that direction now. So you too also, guys, you also should plan in such a way that you should also think, okay, Rajesh, 4 to 5 tools in DevOps are there. I want to learn AWS or Azure, any one cloud. I have to become perfect. I want to execute certain projects. I want to learn monitoring, and also I want to learn some automation. Yeah, this is all I require to fetch a job. This is what it should be your ultimate goal now. 4 to 5 tools, one cloud in a very good automation tool, Python, I have to well, and project execution. How I can work, how I can deliver the project, or how I can practice some projects with help of all these technologies. If you have achieved this, then your next step is your resume building, and the next step is that preparing for the interview. So even earlier I told her preparing an interview is completely a different thing than the learning actually. Preparation is something where you will be learning in a crisp way for how to answer in front of the interviewer, how to convince him with your answer, how to make sure that you're capable enough to work on any of the tasks which is assigned to you. That is something where you will try to play while giving an interview, sir. Is it fine, sir? So I will not repeat the same thing, sir. This is the last time. After this, you will see that I'll only talk only technical. No gyan, nothing on this actually. It is over now. I will stop giving this gyan now. So we have understood, okay, we have to be very much strong in learning all these things. Rajesh, we need to give dedicated time. I understood it. Yeah, please act on that, play on that, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all, guys. So no more GAN from now on. That's all. Okay, fine. No hope how to use it. Karthik, it's a good thing. Very good, sir. We have to give no hope. No hopes you see, sir. So no hope. I'll give one small thing. Rajesh, I'm learning some task in a background. Suddenly I kill this terminal. I'll exit out from this terminal. Still, what happened? My job should be keep running in the backend. No hope is a command which will make your job to run or make your application run in the backend, even though the terminal has got killed or you're logged out from the terminal. That is what no hope will do. Is it fine, Karthik? So can you dwell more onto the chat GPT? Check what no hope does it actually, how to set the job with the help of a no hope command. Yeah, please check. Anyway, you have to cover in the class. We'll do it.
Okay.
Right? So this is one good thing, sir. No will, even though the terminal is killed, even though your bash shell is killed, still some jobs are there which should be running in the background. Please set a no up for that and go away. Okay, leave out from your system. Your system might go shut down or it might get killed or whatever it might happen. Your job will get completed, then only it will get exited out. It's not like that you switch on your system, you power off, not like that. You can log out from the shell, that's all. You can log out from the shell, still the job will be running in the backend actually. Who will take care of it? Your kernel or the operating system will take care of it, running the job in the backend. This is a crisp answer you have to give.
Sir, if
Okay,
we
guys.
want to run any program in the backend, so we can use the cron job or something like instead of no hope.
Yeah. Cron job is something can run, sir. Yes, cron job will be running, no, yeah, based on the cron job set, right? So cron D daemon is there. That will take care of running your job. Cron D daemon. Cron D daemon is there. Like this. I have to even cover that also, sir. Very good, you said. At job and what do you call cron job. Yeah, I need to cover even
Cron
this
job and
also.
the no hop is the same or something different?
No hop. What happened, right? No hop. You will run in the terminal. Actually, you will run in the terminal. It's like a command. You run it. No hop space and specify the job name and you go away, right? No hop will be keep running unless until that execution of that command get completed. Suppose assume that you're actually trying to run some command where it is continuously giving some log. Until unless in that log some specific string is coming, you need to keep run it. Maybe your command might take some half an hour to run it. But meanwhile, you want to go out, you exit from the shell, go out, no hope will be still running the backend. It will complete that whole execution of that application. But cron job is something, sir, where what happened at some specific job, you want to run the or execute that job at particular time period time. Say that every month, every Sunday, Rajesh, night 9 o'clock, every Sunday, I want to run that job. So what administrator will do that they will set all the cron jobs and they'll go in the weekend. Assume that you want to schedule some testing or you want to take some backup of all the facilities. You will set a cron job for that and you will go home. You need not to really monitor in the front of a system. So cron job, as soon as the time comes up, right? As soon as the time expires, triggers the cron job. What happened? The cron D daemon will run. That will pick up what is there in the cron job list. So in the cron job list, it will say, okay, on Sunday night 9 p.m. IST timing. Oh, I want to take the backup of all these folders. So it will start working in the backend. You will never know. Everything would have taken backend. Monday when you come to the office, right? You see that okay, all the backups have been taken. Is it fine?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah. So that is interesting. Even when I was sitting yesterday in my company, right? I was sitting next to me, some engineer was sitting. I just peeped into his screen. He was setting some cron job actually. So by opening a cron tab file, right? I was just saying he was setting some job. Okay, fine. It means that he want to achieve certain task to be executed at the specific period of time. So he has set a job actually, right? So at that at is also there, same thing like a cron. We'll discuss between at and the cron job and no hop action. These are three things which you can manage the execution of the program or the application or the command, whatever you want to do with these three methods: at, cron job, and no hop. And of course, I mean, ampersand is also there. Ampersand will push your application to run or the command to run in the back end, actually, in the background, actually. Fine, sir. I think it's good today. We learned something. And in the next class, that is on Thursday's class, I will try to, yeah, I need to continue from here itself. Input and output operators. Some more things I want to tell, guys. I'll be continuing from here itself, reduction operators. And then, mm, yeah, I need to cover all these things. Some of the command. So in next class also, that is on Thursday class, guys. Next class, just another 2 more minutes. That is on 23rd. Because you people have the Diwali, please enjoy your festival. 23rd. That is same timing. Night. Uh, 7 p.m. IST, guys. I will continue the commands and I will start with the redirection operator only. I have to continue here. I have to tell few more things. Okay, like that, because you are having something known as a standard error. There is something known as a value 1 and there's a value 2 that also have to cover. Value 1 is for the standard output, which is the same thing. Okay, for the standard, sorry, this one for the standard error, it is 2, right? Okay, I want to talk even about this 1 and 2. What is this 1 and 2 also? Okay. Fine, guys. With that, I'm going to stop. Thank you all. Let me stop the recording. Any questions? Final questions before we stop the recording? No? Sure. Thank you. Let me stop the recording.